Today I'm gonna show you how to build this, our first little remote tech satellite system around Kerbin with early tech. Let's go! Hello guys and welcome back to episode 5 of Kerbal Space Program. I'm Neo and let's get right to it. Today I'm gonna show you how to build a very basic remote tech satellite system around Kerbin with just a very basic antenna, the Communotron 16. It has an omnidirectional range of 2,500 kilometers, so we need to be very careful about our orbit to get a nice coverage of the planet with 4 satellites. This one's the first launch right now. The launch is pretty basic and I only had one minor problem when I tried to ditch my fairing inside the atmosphere. The fairing isn't really designed to decouple right here, and I forgot to turn my spacecraft, so see for yourself what happened. And ditch the fairings. Damn! Whoa. Ditch! Okay, thank you. Stupid fairings inside the atmosphere. That wasn't supposed to happen. But once the fairing was safely removed, we began our ascent to Apoapс, or basically our burn to Apoaps. A nice little tool that's online, the Visual Remote Tech Planner, gave me a good thing that orbit that would just about work with the range of the Communotron is an orbit of 1,000 kilometers for all the 4 satellites to work. I'm gonna post a link to this tool online if you want to try it yourself, because I didn't want to do the math for myself or eyeball it, so I just used this tool. It's really pretty nice. And there you can see my liquid fuel ran out, but I packed a monopropeller to get myself the rest of the way up, so I burned with the monopropellant here to get my apoapse above to 1,000 kilometer, and then I would have to cruise around the planet a few times until I was at apoapse while looking at KSC to get a remote tech visual. There we go. After a few orbits, KSC was in the right position while we were at apoapse, so we could do our second burn to also get our periapse to 1,000 kilometers. I again used the monopropellant, so this took a while, but in the process I was able to keep my apoapse stable by using the translational controls of the RCS, so that was a little bit of a bonus of using monopropellant for this burn. Once this burn was done, I wrote down the exact orbital period of my satellite, which you can see in the orbit info, because that is the one parameter that needs to be exactly the same on all 4 satellites. Otherwise they will start to drift apart and the system would stop working. Maybe in a few Kerbin days, maybe a few Kerbin months, maybe even a few Kerbin years. But if you get the orbital period just right, your system will work nearly indefinitely. Due to the system of KSC using floaters, it will decay a little bit, but it will work long enough. And with the second satellite we did the same thing. We launched it into a 1000 by 70 kilometer orbit and waited till we reached apoapse. I'm not gonna show you the launch, but just once we reached orbit, there we go. Once we reached apoapse, we luckily had a connection with KSC through our Kerbin scan satellite, so we could do the second burn. But this time I didn't do the full burn, but rather a burn to get us to an orbital period a little bit faster than the first satellite, so we could catch up to it in a few orbits and that way position us in exactly the right spot where we want this satellite to be in relation to the first one. You could calculate a launch window to get to the right spot without this maneuver, but I wanted to show you how this works. So if you don't want to do the math, you can also do it. A direct approach to a target in orbit will come in a future episode when we start docking maneuvers. And here you see me once I get in the right position. I waited until apoapse and saw that we had no connection to the satellite, so we needed a little bit more orbit, but just a few seconds. So I made another burn that would get my period to 1 hour and 50 minutes. Took another orbit, and now we're in the right spot, and now I did the burn to get my orbital period exactly the same as the first satellite. That was the 1 hour mark. I think it was 1 hour 52 minutes 48 seconds. That's right. And once we got that, our new satellite is in the exact right spot. So we've got 2 satellites now. And I did this another 2 times to get all 4 satellites in orbit. There you see me making the final adjustment on the 4th satellite to get the orbital period just right to 1 hour 52 minutes 48 seconds and 06 or 07, I think. There we go, making the last adjustments, and we've got our satellite done. And now we can go to the map view and see what this looks like. There we go, this is the map view with all 4 satellites in orbit and connected. This is our first little remote tech satellite system around the planet, and from this one on we can upgrade once we get better dishes, or once we want a satellite that's connected to all 4 of them with an omnidirectional and uses a pointed dish for Duna or Joel or any of the other planets in the later time, or basically for the Moon and Minmus in the next episode, because in next episode we're gonna send an unmanned probe to Minmus. But that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this little episode / tutorial, and I'll see you guys next time. If you liked this episode, be sure to leave a comment down below or click that like button. And if you never want to miss an episode again, be sure to click that subscribe box. I'll see you guys next time.